How you doing, folks?
Hey!
Hey!
My name is Mike. I'm the director of this school and this group. I'm not going to waste your time because I think the show's really good and you should enjoy the show and not me talking. And I said everything I want to say. But please do consider staying after the show if you have a couple minutes. We have a questionnaire that you should have gotten outside. We really want to know what you think about the show and about this ensemble. But first, of course, you have to see a show, so we're going to start that in 1 second. So if you can turn your phones off, we have about six, I want to say, 7 scenes, and then we take a brief intermission, very brief intermission, and the whole thing lasts about 90 minutes. So phones off because phones scare gorillas and actors. And other than that, enjoy. Oh, and also make tons and tons of noise because they like noise.
Yeah.
Awesome. So laugh, cry, scream, whatever you need to do.
People ask me all the time, when does life change? They come through my office, some with darkness they've never expressed, after holding on to what they couldn't even look at for days, months, years. And they want a quick fix, a timetable, a date on the calendar to point it and say, right there, on that date I'll be better. I can't give them an answer. Life doesn't follow a script. Most times life changes slowly, imperceptibly, but sometimes it changes in an afternoon.
It was a gorgeous day.
A blessed day.
I was just chilling there, like usual, you know, and
I looked up at a cloudless sky, saw a plane bright and shiny. Wanted to run to O'Hare right then.
Right then, everyone's looking up, and I figured this is my chance.
This was my one chance to see him. Dylan was safe. It was perfect.
Just perfect, I said to myself. There she goes again. So I blew out my coat.
So I saved my work, and I think, what am I doing here? It's so nice out.
I should reward myself, right? So I went to the park.
I stopped by the bar, stopped by the fountain. I stopped by the benches to sit and text my friends when, like a comet.
Like Superman, or
Like an omen.
It happened. We don't yet know who did it, but we do know it was an improvised explosive device fitted with radioactive material.
like the action movies, man. Tom Cruise shit.
Like the good book says, 1,000 years.
1,000 years of this bullshit overseas, and now it's here too. It was, I don't know.
It was fucked up.
just my luck.
Meant to be.
The beginning of all this.
The worst thing, the best thing.
It didn't go off.
I'm still freaked out.
I'm still sorry. I'm still angry.
I'm still piecing through
What happened? What if what isn't what happened is happening? What if what you saw you couldn't unsee? What if what wasn't was with you each minute? What if your present was feeling you constantly? What if tomorrow was always in doubt? What if your memories won't let you out? If you're afraid, don't know what it's about, then what if? What was it? Stays with you, shares with me day by day. What did? And there's ending me anyway. My journey is all by the stories my secrets say about what was it, what is it, what did it, what happened that day. A warm wind, a bright sun, it's like it's still happening. I close my eyes and it's like I'm still there. All that I wanted, all that I needed was a new start, lunch break, fresh air. Everyone's searching for something that's real.
toss and turn.
Till I toss and turn. Till I toss and turn. My little weekend night is past, but I won't let it lie. I need to make this right. How do I let it go? When everything inside me screams with what was it? Stays with the shots of me day by day. What did it? And there has ended me anyway. My journey is solved by the stories my secrets say about what was it, what is it, what did it, what happened, what was it? Stays with me, haunting me day by day. What did it? And there has ended me anyway. My journey is solved by the stories my secrets say about what was it, what is it, what did it, what happened that day. And every day after it all, and after is something for after. What happened, what was it, what is.
So that's about what happened. I ran back toward the park. I picked him up at the aid station and he was all right. Thank God. And you know, I wasn't ready for this. I've never been ready for this.
For the bombing?
No, well, yeah, of course, but for Dylan,
For his reactions to what happened?
no, for him.
Would you like to talk about it?
No, my sob story is not why we're here, and I'm sure you've got a lot of other people to meet with. I don't want to waste your time.
Sonia, trauma is a complex thing. Your relationships and history are now wrapped up in the attempted bombing last week. And we're here to help you understand the whole story, not just a piece of it.
Well, in that case, how much time have you got? 'Cause there's a lot of unraveling to do.
As much as you need. Why don't we start with how you feel?
How I feel? Well, I know it's my fault. I know it's my burden to bear. I was wrong. I was stupid. I know I should have been there. He's just a kid, just a baby. And look what I did. Am I crazy? No, I'm not crazy. I'm fucking selfish as can be for thinking that I should be thinking of me. I keep going over it and over it in my head. How could I leave him there alone? What kind of an idiot does that? But I guess I've always been that way. Checked out, head in the clouds, reaching for what I can't have and neglecting what's right in front of me. Butterflies in the backyard, try to catch them with my tiny hands. I was 8, maybe 7, I don't know. But I do know when it started, I would fight him with my tiny hands full of hate. And he wouldn't let me go. And my mother couldn't stop it. She was drowning out to sea in her liquor, in her nightmare that she never planned for me. How could she know what she refused to see? And I pray for a minute, just a minute, not forever, not even a day away, but a minute, 60 seconds, just for me. I'd live for the moments they'd be sleeping, for the sunrise, for a chance to steal just a minute when I finally feel free. Though I wasn't then, and for years I wouldn't be. Lives are built on things you wish for, and the minutes in between. So after the whole bombing thing, I get this call from my mom, And she's sobbing, and she's like, oh, I'm so glad you're alright. I couldn't live with myself if anything had happened, blah, blah, blah. And I checked out again. There was a breeze coming through the apartment, and it reminded me of summer nights, acting reckless, feigning feelings, feeling scared. I was 14, doing nothing that I should. He was older, he was wiser, and my family wasn't there, and he knew it. So he used me in every way he could, and he filled in till I filled out, and then he left out with my heart. I was 15 and a mommy with no clue where to start. No one had taught me how to play my part. And I pray for a minute, just a minute, not forever, not even a day away, but a minute, 60 seconds, just for me. I live for the moments he'd be sleeping, for the sunrise, for a chance to steal just a minute, when I finally feel free. Though I wasn't then, and for years I wouldn't be. Lives are built on things you wish for, and the minutes in between. So I told myself, things have never been better. Things can always get worse. And I count all my blessings, while inside I felt cursed. And I stored up those minutes there was no chance to spend. And I promised the girl in the backyard that she would feel butterflies again. And so I met this guy online, and he got it, you know. He had a kid like me, and that day on his lunch break, he texted me. He didn't see a mom, he didn't see all of my baggage. He wanted to see me. And maybe I shouldn't have, I mean, I know I shouldn't have. But Dylan had his comics and his lunch, and so when there was a minute, just a minute, not forever, not even a day away, but a minute, 60 seconds, just for me. I confess I was happy, I was smiling, I was skipping like that little girl in the backyard, back in my memory. How could I know what would happen then? How could I ever see? Still, it's my fault. He's my baby. What am I? Crazy? Maybe. You want to know how I feel? Tired.
Come in.
Hi, Doc. Do I call you that?
Most people just call me Martha, but
No, that's cool. That's cool with you, that is.
Doc, it is. Have a seat. Make yourself comfortable.
Thanks.
How are you doing today?
I feel like, given the surroundings, that's a bit of a trick question.
Well, you've been through a lot recently. People are worried about you, like your mother, for example.
Mom? Worried about me? May have the wrong file there, Doc.
No, I'm afraid not. She's indicated that you won't talk to her, that you've seemed different since the bombing.
Look, I'm not a baby. I don't need to talk to my mom about everything. She's not what I'd call a fixer type. It's not like I need her to fix it anyway.
So have things been different since the park?
Oh, not at all. Life has been the picture of stability ever since a bomb nearly blew up Chicago.
Well, what would you say life has been like?
Difference a pretty good word for it after all, I guess.
So why don't we talk about that?
With you? Because, look, I don't want to, okay? There's nothing wrong with me, no more than anyone else. I mean, my mom's the one acting crazy. Have you checked her head for that?
We've also met, of course.
Well, good. You're grilling me, but she's the one who's a basket case. Always.
How has she been at home?
Upset. Which never happens. anxious, which never happens, and sad, which, you get the point. She just hasn't been giving me any space. I don't know. I guess I'm glad she's talking to someone about it.
And who are you talking to about it?
Nobody. I don't need to talk to anybody.
That seems highly suspect, Dylan. You experienced a traumatic event.
Well, yeah, I guess. People say big stuff like this is, like you said, traumatic. But for me, the big stuff, at least it ends, you know? Either the bomb blows up or it doesn't. But it gets attention. No matter how they feel about it, they have to acknowledge it. And then people have to try to clean it up, somehow. At least you have to act like it matters. For me, it isn't about what happened. It's about how everyone reacts to it.
And your mother's reactions have been strange to you.
Wow. You should get degrees in this stuff. Yeah, sorry. They have been.
Sounds like she was just worried about you.
Yeah, that would mean more if she cared about me as my mom and not as some kind of image-conscious Instagram. You know, that moment when she came back to the park, sobbing sorries over and over, I knew that's when she wouldn't have my back. There's been other stuff, but that was the last straw. I just feel like I could do all this by myself. I could... If the bomb blew up, that would be it. It'd be over. But if I don't have her at my back to actually help me with my life, I might screw myself up for years.
What do you think will happen if you don't address this with her?
Probably nothing. Most kids don't tell their parents jack shit. Just become a writer. Isn't that why people become writers?
Career opportunities aside, I think you could talk to your mom now if you'd like.
What? Is you hiding under the table? In between the couch cushions? Hey, there's a whole new level of couch therapy.
Armchair psychology?
Oh, whatever.
I don't mean speak to her directly, not for now at least, but we can pretend for a moment that she's here. If she were, what would you say to her?
I swear the pregnancy rumors are false.
If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine, but some people find it helpful to get some of that weight off their chest.
I don't know. I think it'll look better as a B cup. Okay, fine. Pretend like she's here, huh? Well, I guess I'd say... Dazed and confused, but it's not what you'd think. Turning 10 shades blue, holding back words that sink like a ship in the rain. Pulled me low with my heart, can't find how to explain ways you tear me apart. Why do I try when you can't seem to get all the times I hold dear, or the times you forget when I'm left in the dark, always struggling to see. All I know is scars prove all that we'll ever be. Sorry, you say, but it keeps coming up. Sorry, you say, but it's just not enough. I can't live on words when you don't follow through. I can't live with mom, and that word isn't you. You never get happy, you never get mad. It's like I'm a problem that you never had. I will play by your rules, even if they're unfair. If I know when I stumble, at least you'll be there in a way I could trust. When I don't understand why some dreams turn to dust and good hopes bad plans. Tell me where I can go when I can't see the light. Hold me close so I'll know things will all be alright. Sorry, you say, but this keeps coming up. Sorry, you say, but it's just not enough. I can't live on words when you don't follow through. I can't live with love when that word isn't you. It's not that I can't ever be on my own. It's how much it hurts that you don't call me home. Sorry, you say, but it keeps coming up. Sorry, you say, but it's just not enough. I can't live on words when you don't follow through. I can't live with Mom when that word isn't you. Say anything. Say anything but sorry.
How do you feel?
Like usual. Selfish. Angry. Confused.
It takes time and practice. It sounds counterintuitive, but expression is a skill. You have to learn and study it.
Look, if it doesn't affect my GPA, I'm not studying it.
Your well-being doesn't affect your GPA?
Listen, Doc, the education system deserves its own time slot.
Does that mean I'll be seeing you again?
How many bombs do you want dropped on this city?
I certainly hope that isn't what brings you back.
We'll see.
Next week?
Yeah. And Doc?
Yes?
Thanks.
Don't mention it, Dylan.
The bomb thing did suck. Maybe we can talk about that next time.
I hope so. Come in.
Hey,
Hello, please have a seat. Make yourself comfortable. Sorry, it's been quite the day.
I can imagine.
Well, I've seen you've done this before.
Bombings?
Debriefings? You spent some time in Iraq.
Yes, ma'am. 2 tours.
Thank you for your service. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions about the bombing?
Do we consider a bombing if there wasn't a detonation? Go ahead, Doc.
Yes, well, I'm Mr.
Trey's fine.
Okay, well, Trey, now it's not uncommon for incidents like these to cause post-traumatic stress in
I don't deal with any of that, ma'am. It's in my file.
Yes, but sometimes, like the incident Graham Park can...
I'm fine, Doc. I've made my peace with the war.
Okay, well, just some housekeeping then. Any anxiety, physical symptoms?
No, ma'am.
Any trouble sleeping?
Well, I got this cat that likes to wake me up at the crack of dawn.
Any flashbacks?
Nope.
If you don't mind me saying, you seem remarkably casual about this whole thing.
You kind of get numb to it after 2 tours.
But Graham Park isn't a war zone.
I'm fine, Doc. Soldiers tend to bring some of the war back with them.
How's that?
And where I grew up, bullets flying through windows wasn't exactly unusual.
Dangerous neighborhood?
Some days,
And others?
kids still play outside like there's nothing to be afraid of.
Is there something to be afraid of?
That's a hard question to answer.
How so?
Are we done here?
Not quite.
Because we seem to be drifting off topic.
It could be relevant.
How do you figure?
You brought it up. What's so upsetting about it?
It doesn't matter what I think. It's not a sexy issue. Nobody ever wants to seriously talk about it. They want to bring it to the talking points that sell. point of all the talking, debating a table issue with fun little graphics plastered every evening on the screen that shows statistics, ballistics, heuristics, which cynics paint a pretty little picture to be seen by poor mortal spectators, preoccupied with their own little problems, but never too busy to tell us what our problems are and just how to solve them. From their dinner table, they write their thesis on sparkle, and not good ones, mind you, because who could be bothered to do anymore? Forget about their normal lives, that's key. They don't grab attention from wanting IT inconvenience. Maybe a little.
Schadenfreude?
Yeah. Neglect the history, the state of opportunity, the pieces that remind you that the puzzles aren't the same. Now with less than half the story, let's compare your lives to ours and take the credit for the local flaw we barely played a part in. Finally, we'll forget about the problems we all share, set apart by how they're dressed and how much we can afford to care. A fun little sport, that's the evening report, a play-by-play of your day-to-day. Some light entertainment, a reminder of how good you have it, presented for your viewing pleasure. My evening report, with no time for retort or informed conversation, just misrepresentation. That's it, digestible dessert for my leisure, presented for your viewing pleasure. I'll watch the news tonight and think, damn, what a shame, this country's gone down the drain. Bombs are dropping everywhere, I might just never go out again. Those poor souls must be so frightened, enlightened on the fact that things so out of their hands can rip the rug out wherever you stand. Woe is me, they cry, they're teary-eyed. Warm my heart, I realize that all they're not as much as setting us apart. What a welcome vacation, it's cartoon affiliation. Frustration gets old pretty quickly. A fun little sport, that's the evening report. A play and replay of your terrible day. Some light entertainment, a reminder of how good you have it, presented for your viewing pleasure. The evening report, with no time for retort or informed conversation. Don't you worry, it'll be back with a soup, and that's it. A digestible dessert for your leisure, presented for our viewing pleasure. And not a finger raised except to pin the blame. No one gives a shit, they're just in it for the game. Well, let's tally the points now, so just so you're aware, the score is made up of family, friends, and children. A fun little sport, that's the evening report. A sort of reminder that we're on our own. Yes, some light entertainment. Don't worry, it isn't your problem. That's trouble that you keep away. A fun little sport, that's the evening report. Another sort of compilation, simplifying complication. The story, your relation with the fact. Community lives, real people are compact. No filler and minimal commercial interruption. Presented for your viewing pleasure. Now, you see, Doc, I'm remarkably casual about the incident because I've been through violence my whole entire life. And I'm getting tired of people trying to understand what they've seen, what they see. They understand what they've seen and been through. And that bomb won't change a damn thing. Say, give it a couple weeks, or maybe a month, and everyone's lives will have turned back to normal as usual. Except for the unfortunate sons of bitches at the crash site. Nothing changes. You understand where I'm coming from, Doc?
Sure, yeah. You've passed the eval.
Yeah.
Damn it! Shh. This better not be about the rent.
Hi, KT. Yeah, it's Dawn over at the office. About your rent, it's
Nope.
late again.
Hey, honey, it's Rashad. Can you pick up, please? What happened back there? We were all having a good time. Why'd you walk out like that? I'm not mad. I'm just worried about you.
I know.
I know you don't like it when I just come over, but
No, I don't. Please don't say you're coming over.
look, I'm just gonna keep calling until you call back. So pick up or text or I don't know. It's 2017, so you got a million ways. Use one. Love
God damn it! What the fuck is wrong with me? Why is this happening? Step outside, and the world is going too fast. It's too bright. It's rattling in my head. Inside, all my scars are showing. Get out, get right, throw myself back in bed. Every silently, spend all day dreaming violently. If I could die, that'd be fine with me. Except I can't let myself off that easy. Oh shit.
Hey, yeah, it's Justine from Caffeine Green. We're gonna need you to come in.
Jesus! Go to work at a place I used to laugh at, not now, now it's a prison cell. So every second on the clock, tick-tocks, how long we have in this hell. Every second's a waiting game, daring terror to call my name. I'm drenched in cold sweat, wrapped in shame, and I have no one else to blame. What the fuck is happening? Nothing fits like it should, like it did, like I thought it would in the past. I had doubts, but I cast my luck and thought it out, but it's gone. Now I'm here, and it's being made painfully clear as I face the world outside my door. Nothing fits me anymore.
Yo, KT, long time now see. So, remember that big indie festival in Milwaukee that was all the fucking agents? We are fucking in, baby, but look, we gotta have it like a person. We've been talking and we know you had that thing at the park, but we've gotta have you back, okay? You've gotta be there. Look, think about it. Your music, our band, it could be amazing is what I'm saying. Yes, you think I want this?
This back, trying to trace a path not so long ago, boring a normal day. Then smack right into the scene. On draft, full stop, people was blown away, and in its place there are
wanted to be an architect. You know why? Constancy. People are chaotic and unpredictable. They break up promises and take up space for no reason. Why are people even around? We pop up with no purpose that we know of, besides our parents taking it upon themselves to create a little life without consulting us first. Not that they could have, I know, but here's the thing about buildings. When you have a blueprint on a table and intensive research going into whether a building will actually be conceived, you can confer with your calculations and be sure it's a good idea before you bring it into existence. And if that building does come into being, it does what it was designed to do, and it does so nobly forever and ever until it doesn't. That's a harsh and unforgiving existence, but the building doesn't have a choice, so it persists. Buildings are there, then and now. They don't punk out. It takes a goddamn concerted effort to bring them down. Not like people. They fold like playing cards. I needed new shoes. It was all I could think about. I couldn't pay rent. I couldn't pay for textbooks. I hadn't spoken to my family in nearly a year, but it was the shoes that really bothered me. I kept repeating these mantras to myself. Just 3 more years, it's only temporary. You'll eat tomorrow. They propelled me from moment to moment, but when the woman sitting across from me on the L pointedly stared at my besocked big toe protruding from my holy Nikes, I couldn't help but be dragged back and pinned to the present, like a butterfly on the corkboard of society's judgment. I was ashamed of what I didn't have. I was ashamed of what I was about to do. Well, I couldn't have it. I had to get over myself if I was going to go through with this. I had to turn off my feelings, be calm and collected. I had to reason my way into going against everything I'd always been taught, everything I always expected out of myself. How was a criminal born? Anger, greed, love, jealousy, and sometimes necessity. It was easier if I thought about it that way. So I told myself. There's a sucker born every minute, so they say. There's 10 losers at least for every win. The odds are stacked against vast swaths of us. We're in last place before we even begin. So why run the rat race at all then? Why not bend the rules to your whim? In society today, you're either hunter or you're prey, and the choice is starve in heaven or survive in sin. I tried to toe the line in my discretion, made the choir boy bitch to a T. But it gets old real quick when you're alone and cold and sick of seeing life play out the way it shouldn't be. Why should I continue to suffer when no amount of effort makes a dent? I'm not heartless, I'm not mean, but I'm growing rather lean, and being wholesome doesn't pay the rent. So I'm searching for an easy target, going looking for an easy score. I'll only take a little, or maybe a little more. Heck, if it's easy pickings, you know I'll take the risk. Sometimes you gotta steal just to exist. I think I had more sympathy for buildings than I did for people. And how could I not? Who had I come home to night after night, mentally bruised and emotionally battered? Who had kept me warm, saved what meager belongings I did have from the wind and rain outside? When I needed to laugh or cry or scream and yell, who listened? Hasn't been my family, that's for sure, nor the friends I made in class. My busted-ass apartment had been my one and only companion that whole school year. And really, who needs messy people and their messy problems when you can have stability? The knowledge that when you get there, there will actually be something there for you to get to. I needed that. I needed my little apartment, and food, and new shoes. I got off the L and I walked to Grant Park. It was always crowded around midday, plenty of opportunity for petty theft, and I was gonna do it. The world would like to tell us playing dirty is never a solution we can use. We should learn to live instead And meanwhile, I'll be taking what I need to save my bacon, 'cause I won't be patient waiting for the world to save me. I'll go out searching for an easy target. Oh, I'm looking for an easy score. I'll only take a little, or maybe a little more. Heck, if it's easy pickings, you know I'll take the risk. Sometimes you gotta steal just to exist. So when I saw her there, her eyes up to the sky, blankly unaware of the skinny college guy sneaking in her wallet type whatchamacallit. Ladies swear I didn't care. I reached inside, but then I followed her stare, and that's when the bomb dropped. The lady I was about to steal from sort of fell backwards when she saw it coming down so fast. Since I was there, hand in her purse, I caught her.
What happened then?
Not what I thought would, that's for sure. In the first moment, I just held her. We all thought we were done for, you know, so I just held her. Of course, when nothing exploded, that's when everyone kind of unclenched and looked around, and that's when she kind of snapped her attention and realized she was hugging some weird kid. I had totally messed up footwear and was in bad need of a meal. For 7.
Did she say anything to you?
She noticed my hand in her purse. She could have yelled for the cops, she could have screamed at me, anything. But she didn't. Instead, she took out some money and she put it in my hand. I tried to talk, but couldn't. So she did.
What did she say?
She said,
Thanks for being there.
and then just walked off. I was so dumbfounded, I didn't look to see how much was there until she was gone. It was hundreds. Once the police let us all out of the area, I had my first real meal in days. I paid my rent, and I called home. There was a lot to talk about. I was searching for an easy target to place the blame. An evil other to clear my name. It's so easy seeing all that's wrong in life. Sometimes you have to fight to see the light. But when you do, you learn to wrongs don't make a right.
One month. 31 days.
4 appointments so far.
I've got 3 leads.
2 unanswered phone calls.
Not one mention of the shooting since then. Not one, man.
Not once has he talked to me about it. It's like I'm invisible.
The flesh is weak. We're all scared. But his hand, while invisible,
Is it doing anything? I don't know. When do I know?
Have I found my conscience?
Have I found my calling?
Will I lose everything?
What can I do?
Why don't I feel better?
Why don't they feel better?
I put on a brave face. I put in my planner in big red ink.
You can do this.
We act talk. Wear masks.
Ignore the hunger?
resist temptation.
Choke back the anger.
Look in the mirror and say
1 month. It's been 1 month since the bomb.
A month's a long time.
Maybe he'll.
maybe she'll.
Maybe I'll.
Maybe they'll.
Maybe.
Hey, there's sunrise. Hey, there's storm in my eyes. Mind still churning, heart still weak. Pushing forward, fighting faltering breath for the safety that I see.
No texting on your phone, no Pokemon Go. Please.
Is that still a thing?
No, it's not. That's an old joke. Sorry.
But it's a Bulbasaur now.
Bulbasaur. All right, here we go.
Can I lie down for just a minute? Earlier today, I had one of my clients talking to me. And just for a minute, I zoned out. I don't normally, I promise, but I had this moment where I thought to myself, I'm really important. Not in the grand scheme of things really important, but I'm really important in this person's life right now. This person is struggling and falling and breaking down, and I'm the one who has to witness that. I'm the one who they've been sent to. I'm the one they look to for the fix. No pressure. How do I move on? Why am I still thinking about this? The questions just keep coming, and I'm just... I don't know. In school, there were these case studies. Stories we read about these imaginary people and their imaginary problems. And as long as you studied, it made sense. You'd flip through and say, oh, I know this one. Schizophrenic, depression, postpartum anxiety. Easy peasy. Done and done. I was good at that. Make a list. Check it off. But in the real world, it's not that cut and dry. These aren't stories. These are flesh and blood and snot and tears, people crumbling in front of me. Their faces are wet, their eyes are red, and I just keep thinking to myself, don't fuck this up, Martha, don't fuck them up! I'll be okay. I'll be okay, right? Not for me. For them. Not a problem if you take it day by day. Take a baby step to start out. Pick apart and chip away at the mountain that's before you, and you'll get there. I was taught in the myriad of classes and the shelf of books I bought. No one is untreatable. No one's case is lost. There's no demon undefeatable. If you can pay the cost in time and tears, in months and years, someday you'll get there, I was told. And so it said in books I read, in proclamations big and bold. If you explain it, then all your pain, it's just nothing. Check it off, write it down, write it out, fix it now. I had lists, I had order, I had something to hold on to, but that said, this is now, and they can't tell me how to find peace when the pieces don't fit into neat little lists. Who am I if I can't fix it?
Hey, girl! Oh my God, are you still studying? Did you even take a break while I was out?
No.
You're crazy. You know that, right? It's Friday night. Midterms are over. What are you doing studying anyway?
You know me, gotta be the best.
Well, I should go to bed. My headache is getting worse just looking at that. Oh, come up for some air once in a while. Take a break, okay? I don't want to trip over your dead body when I'm looking for my Advil and orange juice in the morning.
I've always been a saver, always been the one to call. While those around me drowned, I kept my head above it all. I'd hide inside abstraction. If I was one thing, I was smart. I played addition by subtraction. Cutting out became my art. Too much explaining to see the same things in my life. Check it off, write it down, wipe it out, fix it now. I had lists, I had order, I had something to hold on to, but that's then. This is now, and they can't tell me how to find
So I'm going to start you off at 50 milligrams daily and suggest you come back in 6 weeks to see how you feel. I also really want to recommend a talk therapist. Do you have one?
I am one.
That's impressive, but it's not what I asked.
It's all right. I can manage. I know how this works.
Look, my sister is a neurosurgeon, but do you think she takes a scalpel to her own brain?
Check it off, write it down, white it out, fix it now. I had less, I had order, I had something to hold on to, but that's it. This is now, and they can't tell me how to find peace when the pieces don't fit into neat little lists. Who am I if I can't fix it? If I can't fix me, how can I fix anything? I'll be okay. Come in. Jess, are you okay? Jess, can you hear me? Everyone was running around. They checked on people they didn't know before and asked if they were okay. Made sure they had someone to wait with until the paramedics or whoever came. Jess. No one came for me though, so I just watched. I couldn't snap out of it until my phone started buzzing. Jess. It was like nothing even happened. It was like we all almost died, you know? Except we didn't almost die. There was no almost dying. It was just nothing happened. No one got hurt. This big thing fell and crashed, but everyone at that park saw a bomb fall out of the sky and hit the ground a few yards from their own feet, Jess. And in Grant Park, of all places, where they were supposed to be safe, they watched the military come right in and cordon off the area and couldn't be sure everything was fine until the paramedics had cleared everyone. That's a lot for anyone to take in. And it's not strange or unusual for anyone who had been at the site to develop post-traumatic stress. What, like in the army? Yes, but most of the time people experience flashbacks or nightmares, triggered by things that remind you of what you experienced. Sometimes you shake or get cold sweats. How serious is it? It typically subsides on its own, but with some rest and time to process it, you could be better anywhere from a couple days to a couple weeks. And if it doesn't, in some cases, PTS does develop into a disorder. The flashbacks can become debilitating and get in the way of things you do every day. You'll start avoiding anything that reminds you of what happened. Shut yourself in your room. It's not typical in cases like yours, but to be safe, I'd like to ask you to come in for a couple of appointments during the next few weeks, just so we can monitor you and try to prevent it from getting that far. When you think about PTSD, you may think about war veterans or survivors of sexual assault. It also affects victims of violent car crashes. Certain individuals even have latent forms which stem from childhood experiences. People who've actually gotten hurt. It's not about how you came out of the experience that determines whether or not you develop the disorder. The only thing that matters is your reaction during the event itself. All the things that were out of place, all the emotions you race through afterwards, can leave an impression that's hard to shake.
Ah!
But nothing even happened!
Soldiers who've been in explosions and lost limbs get PTSD. People who've almost been or have been raped get PTSD. Kids who watch their family and friends get shot in front of them get PTSD. People who survived 9/11 get PTSD. Rich girls who've never suffered a day in their lives and weren't even scratched when a piece of junk plopped in front of them in the park one afternoon don't have a reason to have PTSD. They're fine. Stupid special flower that gets everything she wants, everything she needs, and the things she won't need either. Pampered, precious flower doesn't care about the world, never looked up from her phone, never looked outside her window. And schooling was irrelevant, the news was always dull. People asking favors could move along. This dumb and delicate flower, housed in glass that could be broken by a word. She was surrounded by reflections of herself in all her tiny little home. That was simple, simple enough. Her biggest problems, her bratty little brother, her nosy, anxious parents, and a stupid guy who won't return her texts. And all of that came crashing round her in a harmless lot of noise. And past the mirrors were crowds of people, some who skipped a meal, and some who wondered where they'd sleep that night. She took her first steps from the sheltered life she knew towards war and pain and hunger, where life was never simple enough. With the shattering of the glass still in her ears, she watched the scores of bombs before hers that had neglected to fail. Petty, pathetic flower, unsinged and unharmed, cried about noises in front of the burned, in front of the dead.
Well, it's been a few weeks.
She should be fine now.
How have you been sleeping?
She should be dreaming softly.
And the flashbacks?
Still with the echoes of the voices in her ears.
Thus, I think it's great that you're starting to immerse yourself in events out in the world. And I think it's great that you're empathizing with others from the events like yours. But remember, PTSD doesn't care whether or not you got hurt. You can't convince your brain that PTS is the wrong reaction for it to have, just because other people have it worse. Maybe you should lay off the research for a little while.
So she turned back and returned to what she knew. But the pieces would never really ever fit well together again. All of her friends still trapped in houses of their own. Everyone had changed. Side effect of terror, she guessed. Soon the walls went up and she was with trauma victims overseas, survivors of bombings and things like that. I'd just be doing some paperwork and some fundraising.
No, that's really good. It's positive stuff for you. How have you been sleeping lately?
A lot better, actually.
Any more flashbacks?
Not too recently. Nothing that made me panic either.
That's great news. You won't be required to take any more sessions from me or anyone else, but if you ever need to talk about anything, you know how to reach me.
Thank you.
First, I must apologize. I know many of you came looking for answers and reassurance in the wake of the bombing, and I was not here. And if I was here when I came into the office, I was certainly not very helpful. During that time, I found myself lost. I was there when the bomb dropped. I was among the screaming and the shouting. I was among the people who saw it come and hit the ground. I saw the great cloud of dust go up. And I was among the first to realize that we were okay. Or at least, no one had been hurt physically.
Amen.
In that moment, a sea of emotion so raw and so visceral came crashing down upon me, and I was washed out to sea, and I became lost. I couldn't sleep. I paced from my bed to my window, and sometimes I would fall to my knees to pray, but for the life of me, I could not even remember the Our Father. Prayers that had helped me and reassured me my entire life were suddenly lost.
Lost. He was lost.
Words, those words that had brought me reassurance through my most difficult and trying times, were suddenly empty. Why? Why? Where was my God when I most needed him? Now, that's a rhetorical question. The noise of the television filled my ears. I'd hoped to gain some insight, some explanation for the events, but of course, none were given. They took interviews from people that were there at the event, and they ran bold and empowering headlines. They wanted to demand that justice was brought down upon the culprits when we did not even know who they were. The whole country, which had so recently been advocating an end to foreign conflicts and U.S. interference abroad, was suddenly up in arms, ready to fight our enemy when we did not even know who they were. You would think that my response and message following these events would have been clear. These villains made an attempt on the lives of our people. They made an attempt on the lives of God's people. Surely they must be vanquished. God had demanded that we take up arms against these evildoers and wipe them from the face of the earth with his glory. And it must be so clear. Why? That was why the bomb failed to go off. That was why no one was hurt.
Amen.
Amen.
And yet, the page remained blank. The cloud of dust kicked up by the bomb remained rooted in my mind, and I remained lost. As I listened to hear the message more clearly, I was drowned by the sound of anger and hate, which rang so vehemently in the air. There were phone calls. My mother, my brothers, families of the church. How the news spread so quickly, I'm not sure.
My bad.
But once everyone found out, they all called to check up on me, voicing their own concerns and opinions. I began to hear and see the influence of my church, of my ministry. And I began to wonder, how many times have I voiced condemnation towards those who were not Christian? How many times have I espoused righteousness and punishment for wrongdoing? How many times have I talked about holy hell coming to those who were not among our church? Judgment upon the unworthy. The remnants of these sermons peppered the very words of the people in my church, the people I lead. Then came the shootings. Men and women taking it upon themselves to protect the country with their own hands. Shooting the ones who fit the description. Good Christians gunned down because they came from Iraq or Jordan. Let me remind you that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I assure you, those shooters will burn for their crimes. For a time, I thought of the bomb as a great prophet, like Jonah, sent as a warning. It too had tried to escape aboard a big metal fish, and it too, like Jonah, had been delivered to where it was due. Perhaps this event was meant to herald the end, and to call everyone back to God. Certainly, there is no shortage of the opinion that we would be deserving of such a fate. Certainly, some would say, our country would deserve such a fate.
Go ahead, preach.
And yet, the page remained blank. I still had nothing to say. And it used to be that the word of God would burn through me, and I would hear his messages clearly and go forth to spread his message. No matter the reason or the trouble, I felt called, yet here, for the first time, I heard
Yes,
nothing.
you are our shepherd.
Nothing. Nothing. I joined the chorus of confused voices all over, and I shouted upward. I said, "Here I am, Lord, your humble servant. Your divinity has always been close to me, and yet you have left me all alone. I have pleaded with you. I have shouted towards you, and yet you don't speak to me?"
Indeed.
Indeed. Yes, sir.
And I got angrier. Like the people of this country who grew more frustrated as each day passed, I needed news of who had dropped that bomb. I needed an answer. Maybe this was it. Maybe God was sending us a message. Maybe he was done with us.
Real power.
And the news spouted garbage, and the phone kept ringing, and people kept knocking at the door. Woo! Cries and shouts of anguish ringing forth, echoing through the walls of my mind. I was trapped in a wall of sound and fury. I was trapped in a wall of sound and fury, which my own vitriolic prayers had helped to build. I could not hear the voice of God because I had not stopped to listen. I looked around, and I started to take it all in, to tear that wall down brick by brick. We often consider ourselves to be good Christians because we reward ourselves within this community. It is easy to follow the rules when you are surrounded by people doing the same, or at least it is easier. Let us not fool ourselves into thinking that any of us here are perfect. It is easy to be a good minister when the Lord is speaking to me, and easy to remember for the world to be good when the threat of hell is hovering over our shoulders. But the true test of faith comes when we are at our lowest points. Surely these times provide exceptions to the commandments. Surely our violence is justified. Surely our judgment here is justified. Surely our transgressions have been permitted due to extenuating circumstances.
Extenuate those circumstances.
What he said.
But under these circumstances, you have forgotten your faith in the Lord. You have abandoned your trust in him because you have taken it upon yourself to dole out righteous judgment. You have closed yourselves off rather than opening yourselves and listening to the cry that rang forth when that bomb dropped. You cry, and we cry. The cry through which can be heard a desperation and a longing and a great many people who are in need of our compassion. The ones closest to you, who you may not have told that you appreciate. I believe that many of us, including myself, surrendered all too easily to the anger and fear produced by that bomb and forgot for a moment what God has called us to be on this earth. And so I say, let us remind ourselves.
There will be times you feel forsaken, and times you feel alone. Our 'Cause when you feel helpless in the fields of what's been sown, there will be moments when your faith falls short. Days you can't bring yourself to pray. Scared and distressed, confused and helpless, worried you won't find your way. And child, I hear you. I've seen those times before. Cries for help fall on deaf ears, and you can give no more. There will be days when you turn away from the cross and you let yourself grow cold. But patient is He, the Almighty, always there to welcome you home. So I say, take heart in the Lord. You are safe in His hand, though you face trials and fires. Know that He has a plan. Yes, take heart in the Lord. Father's saving grace. He'll pick you up when you haven't the strength to stand. There will be days you are persecuted. Blessed are you. There will be days you are reviled. Blessed are you. There will be days you are children of God.
Praise it, go.
Spirit burn through the fear and the darkness. Let it shine through the light. You can take heart in the Lord. You are safe in His hands, though you face trials and fires. Know that He has a plan. Yes, take heart in the Lord. Our Father's saving grace. He'll pick you up when you haven't the strength to stand. When the test of faith comes down, when the fires of hell ascend, when the strength of those around you threatens to herald the end, when the Lord seems far away, that is your time to be. And when you all you need. Now all y'all, take heart in the Lord. You are safe in His hands, though you face trials and fires. Know that He has a plan. Sing it. Take heart in the Lord, our Father's saving grace. He'll pick you up if you haven't the strength. He'll pick you up if you can't faith. He'll pick you up when you haven't the strength to stand. Now can I get an amen?
If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Oh, 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 oh. And emails. Bills. An ad for penis enhancement cream. Saving that one for later, I guess. Student loans. Delete. Yeah. Okay. No. No, wait.
Hannah.
Dad. No. No. I was having such a good day. What does he want from me? What do you want? Fuck it. You know what? I don't need this. I'm just gonna delete it.
Hannah.
Shit. Fine. You know what? Let's see what I did this time. I could do with a laugh.
I miss you.
Or cry.
I know it's been so long since we last spoke. I tried to call, but I think you blocked me.
Damn Skippy.
Can't say I blame you. Things didn't end well last time we were together.
Yeah, you think?
But I heard you were there. You were there when the bomb dropped. Your name was on the city's list of those treated, my secretary told me.
That's confidential.
I know it's confidential information, but I just had to know. I had a feeling you might be there. I know you always like to spend time at the park with your
My
friends.
friends? Okay. Oh, so we're 12 here. Great.
So I thought you might have been there. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you call? I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah. I have some experience with bombshells, Dad.
Anyway, Lisa and I would really like to have you over sometime. Really. I feel like you two would really get along. She likes music, just like you.
Yeah. Okay. Probably because we're about the same age.
And I could really use you here.
Here we go.
As you know, it's another re-election year, and with your mother and I breaking up, it looks bad. Maybe just once we could let bygones be bygones. You could come over for a dinner sometime. We could all go out together to see a show downtown. Just like the good old days.
The good old days. Are you kidding me?
Right back, or call my office, okay? My treat. It'll be fun. You can bring your buddy.
Say her name. God damn it. Say her name. She's not my friend. She's not my buddy. Say her name. Not once have you shown up. Not even now can you own up to your shame. And you're to blame for why you and I will never be the same. Yeah, I don't think so. You want me to spell it out for you, you bigot? Fine! Dear old daddy, dearest, just what do you want from me? After years of nothing, what can you think will be? I am not a child, not some baby on your knee. I was once your favorite victim, but no longer. I'm free. Once upon a nightmare, I was forced to live a lie. Smiling for the cameras, feeling like I'd rather die. Checking out and living, skipping school to go get high. Marking scars of both my arms for every time you made me cry. And now you miss me. Well, guess what, Pops? You reap what you sow, you get what you earned. You stand next to fire, you're bound to get burned. Don't act so surprised when you already know you deserve your disaster. You reap what you sow.
I just keep thinking back to when you were little. I know we can't go back.
No, and not forward either. Wasn't it so perfect? Your white suburban life with your straight-ass daughter and your perfect faithful wife. It's too bad behind the curtain nothing functioned as it seemed. For the friction of our fiction interfered with Daddy's dream. 'Cause it's all about you, isn't it? It's all what Daddy needs. When Dad has aspirations, fucking everyone concedes. So when perfect little Hannah tried to come out as herself, you swept her truth under the rug, took her picture off the shelf, and now you don't get to ever have her back. You reap what you sow, now you're all alone. You shut out your problems, now they're all coming home. You wanted this course out a lifetime ago. Now you get what's become me. You reap what you sow. You've been living free and easy, safely sheltered by your pride. The public sphere, the sleazy, selfish
Smith and Kellogg, citing panic attacks, sleep deprivation due to the event. Would you like me to set you up with a long-term trauma counselor? With proof of consistent post-traumatic counseling and some advocacy, I'm sure we could. Heather?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the watercolor. I used to do work like that back in college. Still lifes, but I'm sorry, what was the question?
Your job.
What about it? I don't have one.
Exactly. I'm here to help you get it back.
Get it back? Why would I want that?
You told me you wanted it back, Heather. Last week when I called you.
I did you? Well, how long ago was that? It was a month?
A week.
Oh. Well, time flies, doesn't it? I'm fine now. I'm really better than fine, actually.
No panic attacks?
No,
No insomnia?
no, I'm sleeping like a log.
Are you using narcotics?
No! Okay, well, my downstairs neighbor smokes a lot of weed, and sometimes I go out on the balcony and I inhale a little bit. Okay, a lot, but I'm not smoking.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to hear it, of course, but this is not typical behavior at all. May I ask what changed the past few days?
I stopped pretending. I knew charts, I knew graphs, I knew money, I knew selling early, buying low, I knew dicks. At my job, called me honey, and I knew I had to let it go because I knew where I was headed, and I knew I'd be just fine once the bosses left and those pigs retired and the corner suite was mine. So I set my sights on climbing and left the little girl below. What did she know? Modest skirt, modest top, tortured souls from the goddamn shoes you have to wear. Make them know that you know what they know. Make them listen, but don't make them stare. Take a look out of your window and smell the summer air. Trade your wedges for your comfy Converse and get your ass out there. I could get back to my business in an hour or so. What did I know? And in a moment I knew everything was wrong, and all the lies I told myself to sleep at night were gone and tucked away, and what was left was who I really was inside. I couldn't hide, and I thought, damn it, why now? I had it all bottled up, I had it all jotted down. I had a job in the city, had an office downtown. I didn't need what I wanted, didn't want my heart to tell me how to live. I didn't then, why would I now? So once I discovered I wasn't dying, I went home. The office understood for once. They even sent me a thinking of you Hallmark card. I took time. I took tea, I took Xanax, I took a nap that lasted days. I took stock of my plan A to plan XYZ in search of simpler ways. But I simply couldn't fake it, I couldn't force it anymore. And every time I tried, my panic met me at my door. So I sat down on my bedroom floor that all my climbing had bought, and I just thought. And then the weirdest thing happened.
Post Xanax?
Well, of course, post Xanax, but that wasn't why.
Sorry.
In a moment, I heard a little voice begin, and something I had hidden long ago stirred from within and talked away, and what was left was who I really was inside. I couldn't hide, and I thought, fuck it, why not now? I had it all bottled up, I had it all jotted down. I had a gorgeous day.
A blessed day.
A lifetime ago.
A lifetime that I miss.
But things fell apart.
Shit got real.
I woke up.
I came home.
I left home behind.
I didn't fix them. I can't fix them. Because they're not broken, and neither am I.
It's my father.
It's my mom.
It's my head.
It's my city.
It's my childhood.
It's my fear.
It's my memory.
It's my fate.
It's my privilege.
Bombs drop all the time. The only difference is some go off right away and others wait. We determine the damage.
I can't reach him.
I can give her some slack.
I can reach out.
I can give back. I can create.
I can inspire.
I can move on.
I can change.
I can live.
I can live no matter what.
If there's anything to learn from the history of man, it's that life will knock us down, and the lucky ones will stand. It's on them to be the ones to find the rest and lend a hand. Life will surely knock us down, still we stand. Still we stand.
If there's knowledge to be gained from the lessons of the past, what echoes clear throughout the years, there's nothing's meant to last. Restrain a check through every life, something has to give. Nothing's ever meant to last, and still we live. And we face a new tomorrow, and we try to find our way, even though we hold the sorrow of our every yesterday. We press on because we have to.